Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday.
Oh, it's so good to see all of you and to be with you. It's good to be here. It's good to be anywhere. It's good to be alive.
I often joke about that. People say, how you doing? I'll say, I'm looking at the blades, not the roots. And it takes them a second to think what I'm talking about.
It's so funny. Well, I was just thinking about, all the energy of what it is to really be a dedicated leader and to model to others and qualities that, in the old days, back with the horses and carriages, leaders were, you would pick that one person and say, well, that's the leader and let's go follow them.
Yes.
Energetically now, a lot of times we say, there goes my people and I'm going to run and jump and be in there with them, because it's more of a level of empowerment, it's more of a level of connecting, it's not looking to rise to the top, it's supporting everybody with their ability to rise to the top. So what do you think about that?
Well, pastorally speaking, back in, as I often say, the old school days, is you had one leader, minister, preacher, teacher, whoever was in a spiritual community. But the sad thing is that one leader does not hold, that one person does not hold all callings in ministry.
No, they don't.
And
they stifle, don't they?
Right.
They stifle. Someone asked me one time, why are there so many passive-aggressive people in a community? And not just churches. Could be healthcare, could be any of them. And it's like when there is the element of control. When there's the element of control, you tend to attract passive-aggressive energy into your life.
They're everywhere.
And I will come in Reverend Temple, because there's times that she'll come and say, well, you do X, Y, Z because you move in that flow a little better than I do. And it's recognizing your strengths and your weaknesses. And I always say it's strong to recognize your weaknesses or places that you could grow.
We're all one tribe.
Yes.
We're all one tribe. And there's so many warriors, so many difference makers. We have a beautiful, wonderful spiritual leader who leads us by example, and with that, instead of a teepee or a pyramid brand of leadership, she has a more inclusive leadership style, and it just allows us all to blossom and be all that we were meant to be, and then we can bring that out in everyone else. And when you said what's a good trait for a leader, I think in my life I have found, from going from a collegiate athlete to going to a Marine in boot camp, I think integrity is so important, that you always be above board and in integrity with the people that you're around and with, and they come to respect that because they know they can count on you.
Oh,
they
that's
can count
so true.
on you.
That's so true. I know when people, call me about building their community or building their work, and I start giving ideas, and they go, oh, I can't do anymore. Oh, I can't do anymore. Oh, I can't do anymore. Or you talk to a parent about ideas for their children. Oh, I'm up to here. I can't do anymore. That's when the flow, the energy, the evolution is already stopped, really. And anytime you get into that space, it's really time to take a time out. Because when you believe it's all up to you and through you and everything, then it's a bottleneck and nothing, really happens. I mean, for me, it's about, and I see everybody doing it here, we want to create a space that we're replaceable. And when you're coming from, I'm not replaceable, I would dare say that that's ego. I mean, I've listened to some of my colleagues in the field, oh, I've got to get back because not as many people come when I'm not there. It's like, ooey gooey, get real. If you build yourself that you are replaceable, that's a beautiful thing, because you want people to get the traits and qualities of themselves, not you.
Right.
Whether you're a parent, whether you're a leader. If you are a parent, though, and you're doing it well, you're a tremendous leader.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, if you think about it, how many pastors we know, and I could say a few names, but I won't, who try to mimic another pastor, because that pastor they want to mimic falls in line with their true identity.
Hello.
and their true calling.
Certified, not dignified.
Right.
That's when you're most effective, when you are authentically
Exactly.
you. Because we are also, we're created that way. We're all unique and different. We have different talents. We have different ways of being. And that's what makes it a wonderful world, when we can step into the self-confidence and the courage to lead from that place of who we are and what we are. And people appreciate it so much.
Often when I've been counseling whole families, the hardest thing for people to do is to fall in and walk in their calling. Grandma be grandma. The mother be mother. My grandmother used to say, I'm not your parents, I'm your grandma. So here, eat this cookie. But
You know, thinking of that, I saw a Facebook post where people were talking about Mama, that every Southern grandmother had a candy jar. And so everybody started saying what their grandmother's candy jar was. And they were all different. One
mine
was
was
the yellow
cash, it
syrup.
was right here.
Mine was caramels. You know, my grandmother was caramels. She
Oh my
always had
gosh,
caramels.
with my grandmother, I can just taste and smell them today, were those flaky Southern biscuits. Okay, and so as a little kid, TMI, we'd put a hole in the biscuit and pour Caro syrup in
Oh.
it. Forget about it. That was heaven on earth.
And speaking of that, it's funny we veered off to that. I still to this day can close my eyes and smell my grandmother. I still know what fragrance she wore every day, and she maybe smoked a cigarette in the 70s, but I still know her smell. I can still tell you the texture of her skin.
I can, one of my grandmothers, I can remember her hands. Some of her rings I own, and I can see her hands, I can see the wrinkles of her hands, I can feel her hand touching mine. And my other grandmother, you would be proud of this, Mr. Looking good, beauty guy. I used to do my grandmother's eyebrows because her eyes got to a place that she needed help. But those moments, those tender, precious moments of her head in my lap and me looking into her eyes and doing those eyebrows, I will always remember that.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's a grandparent. We've all just spoke of a grandparent being the grandparent. As I said, my grandmother said, I'm not your parent. My grandmother never had to discipline me. She never spoke to me in that tone. She was grandma.
She left it to the rest of us.
Yes. Now, I can't say my grandmother never spoke to me in that tone, because she would say, Kimberly, you're going to go sit with that a minute.
She had to keep you in line.
Yes, but my grandmother had my Cherokee grandmother, she had hair that was down beyond her buttocks. And she usually wore it up in a bun. And so it was beautiful when she would take that hair down, and I would sit with her she had a big brush that was a pink handled, and I would brush her hair like for an hour.
Oh,
I mean, that's such a
gosh.
beautiful memory, sitting and brushing Mama's hair. It was an honor to get to brush her hair.
Just something just came to mind when we were talking about grandmothers. Cookie jar, candy jar. Actually, my grandmother did have a candy jar. It was her purse. On Sunday, the kids would be down the aisle from her on the pew, and it would be crinkle, crinkle, and she'd be handing candy down the aisle.
Keep them quiet. They keep them quiet in the pew there. Absolutely. That's a good Mama trick right there.
That's too funny.
But that's a leader. That's a grandparent. We spoke of all of our grandparents. They were leaders. They knew how to lead. They knew how to lead their tribe, and we were part of that tribe, but they knew what their calling was. They walked in their authentic self.
Yes.
I think that's the beauty of, passing it on, that, eventually you become mature enough in your life that you don't focus on what was wrong with family members and stuff like that. You're aware of it. You give thanks to how it's developed you and the choices you made, but you really tune in and you focus on what really worked. And many a time when I'm sitting there doing something and Miracle's in my lap, and we're doing something, playing with a bracelet or something, or she's counting my new freckles that I have that I didn't have, last year. We won't go there today. Okay, but I'm thinking about, and I'm literally having that feeling, one day, my dear beloved girl, you're going to remember my hands. you're going to be somewhere with your children or your grandchildren. And you're going to remember these hands like I remember them with my grandmother. It's a powerful moment. It's that's why in shamanism we say there's really no time. There's only present time. Past time, future time, present time.
True.
Because you download these tremendous memories. Woo! Am I doing the talk today? I better have myself some.
No more coffee.
La 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 la.
Well, you're singing too, so
Oh my.
surprise.
Help you all. We have an exciting day for you today.
We do.
All about friendship.
Absolutely.
No,
All
sorry.
about
Friendship Sunday, all about friendship. We'd like to know how we've been your friend. So leave a comment. How have we touched you in some way? What reason do you call us here at First Unity, or any of us, or the singers of the band, or our media director Brian and Garrett and our team? Yeah, Lori. How do you consider us your friend? We'd
Yes.
love to know.
Yes.
It's a responsibility. And it's a joy. And that's what we're talking about today, the joy of friendship. So get your coffee.
Yes. And all the songs Wanda has chosen are so beautiful, and they are all about friends, being a friend, having a friend. It's just going to be a friend fest, and you're just going to love to get your coffee, your tea, and join us for it at 11:30, which is just in about 15 minutes, right here, live on either the website, the Facebook page, or on YouTube, so you can watch it on your big screen TV with your surround sound system and hear how fabulous those voices are.
And if you're watching, do us a favor and let us know that you're online. So just sign on, make a little greeting of some sort, so also other people can see that you're watching from near and afar.
Absolutely, and do the comments, and it is Friendship Sunday. If we were able to actually have church in person, we would say bring a neighbor, bring a friend. So the virtual equivalent of that is sharing our service with a friend. So go ahead today and make sure you make a special effort to share your spiritual community, spiritual broadcast service with all of your friends and your family. Invite them to come and take a look at us and see if they don't think we are the most innovative, electrifying spiritual community out there.
Yeah. Many blessings to you.
Yes.
Take care.
Joy.
Love you.
Much love.
Looking through the window instead of looking in that mirror. A certain amount of what comes out of you is just exploration,